Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Unposted podcast. If you're new here, my name is Liz Bezler, and I just want to let you guys all know that this weekend, I went out of town for my best friend's wedding. I was the maid of honor, and it was honestly one of the best weekends ever. I got to see her and her new husband, Tommy, get married, and it really was such a special moment for me as, again, I was the maid of honor, so getting to really be there for her every step of the way was just super special to me. And with that being said, it was a long, stressful weekend, and I think my body now is kind of, taking the toll of that. So if I sound a little sick, I am sick today. I was sick. Literally the second I landed on Sunday back in LA, I was like, "Oh, I don't feel good." And yesterday I started feeling good, and today is actually my worst day so far, but we don't miss a podcast episode. We're pushing through. So thank you guys for being here, and thank you for being patient with me with all my stuffiness and my raspiness. Like, I apologize, but again, I thank you for being here. And today's episode is actually going to be a 2-part episode. So I'm going to have this one this week, and then next week is going to be part 2. So you get solo Liz by herself for 2 weeks in a row. And this episode is on loving yourself and how to love yourself better, and the steps that I try to take to love myself better. Now, again, I'm not an expert on this. Like, these are just the things that I try to do every day to make myself feel better and love myself more. And I've always said that loving yourself and learning to love yourself is a lifelong journey. So, these are the things that I work on every day. And again, I'm not perfect, and I mess up, and I still say mean things to myself, and I get anxious. But today I'm going to list 5 different things that have really helped me in my self-love journey. So again, thank you for being here, and let's get into the episode. Number 1 is to practice self-compassion. And I know it's so much easier said than done, but really giving yourself that kindness and that patience that you deserve. Like, you deserve that kindness and patience for yourself, because imagine like your friend or a family member going through something, and they're talking really negatively about themselves. You would stop that person that you love and be like, stop talking to yourself like that. Like, you don't deserve to treat yourself like that. And because we would treat somebody else with so much more compassion that was talking negative to themselves, like, you deserve that just as much as you're giving to other people. We give people around us so much grace and patience, and sometimes it's hard to give ourselves that same grace and patience. Like, I know for me, every single morning, like, if I'm anxious or I'm not feeling well or I'm feeling down on myself, like, I tend to sit in that and let that kind of control how I talk about myself. And then it just sets me up for failure that day, to be honest. Like, if I wake up and I have a panic attack or I'm super anxious, like, I sometimes let that control me, and I'm really working on, allowing myself to feel the feelings that I'm feeling, or, allow myself to make mistakes, recognize the mistakes, and then move forward from that. You want to acknowledge your setbacks and your mistakes as personal growth instead of failure. That setback is going to propel you into your future, into what you need to do next. Most of the time, we learn through our failures. So I challenge you today, like, the next time that you go and you say something mean to yourself, like, "Oh gosh, like, Liz, like, you're so stupid," or "You could have done this better," or "Why did you do this?" or "You should have said this." Like, try to be patient with yourself and say, "You know what? Even though this feels like a failure, it's not. It's personal growth. I've learned from this, and I'm going to do better next time. And the next time this comes around, or this feeling comes around, I'm going to have so much more patience and love with myself, because I've learned from it before, and I'm going to be on a better route in the future." Number 2 is to set healthy boundaries. You need to learn to say no to people and situations and tasks that don't make you feel good or don't benefit you or don't push you in the direction that you want your life to go. It's okay to say no. I know for me, I am a yes man. Like, I want to say yes to everybody because I don't want people to perceive me differently. But, you have to put yourself first. If it's going to drain you and make you tired or not fulfill you or not push you in the direction that you need to go, then it's not worth your time, and it's okay to say no. Again, you have to prioritize yourself and your well-being and your personal mind and your health of your mind. Like, saying no to things, if that's going to make you have more time to pursue something that you really love to do, or that is going to propel your career or your mental health or your physical health, whatever it is, if it's a positive outcome, say yes. But if you know that that thing that you're saying no to is going to set you back or make you feel drained or tired or not put you in a good headspace, don't feel bad saying no. You have to always put yourself first. And it's not always about other people. And if they're your real friends, they're going to understand that. Like, my true friends, if I say no, listen, I can't do that. I'm already overwhelmed with this work, and it's just not aligning with me or my path. They're going to say, oh, I totally understand. And if they're not saying that, then they're not your friends. Boundaries protect your time and your energy, and that allows you to make room for the things that are meant to be in your life and are meant to make you feel good. Again, this is all circling back around to self-love. Like, self-love is like putting the things in place that is going to make you feel your best. And sometimes setting boundaries and saying no to people is something that is needed to be done to feel your best. A little life hack I have recently discovered. I have been taking the Magic Mind mental performance shots, and this has been the best addition to my everyday routine. I've been taking these shots for about a week now, and the amount of energy and difference I feel in my day-to-day, like productivity, how motivated I am, how I'm not anxious, because this does have organic caffeine in it, so it's all natural ingredients. So whenever I would wake up and drink my morning coffee, I am somebody that gets really anxious. I wake up and I'm tired. I would go drink my coffee, and then all of a sudden I would feel so jittery and I would not be productive at all. Again, if you know me, I've talked about anxiety on this podcast so much and how much I truly do struggle with anxiety. And this is a great replacement for my morning coffee because, again, it's organic caffeine. There's about 55 milligrams in here. And the second I take this, within 15 minutes, I'm not feeling like that jittery feeling again that I feel with coffee, but I'm actually feeling like more awake. I'm feeling more inspired, more motivated. Again, this isn't just for your body, but this is for your mind. And there's so many ingredients in Magic Mind that really target your mental performance. And if you know me, I'm always on the go, and I'm always trying to find things to add into my morning routines to make myself perform better throughout the day. You get energy, but it's a calmer energy. It's not this like, I gotta, you're all jittery and like you feel kind of crazy. Like, this is like a focused energy. Like, this is I'm gonna get stuff done kind of energy. Magic Mind is made with mushroom nootropics and adaptogens, and it has over 100% of your daily dose of vitamin C and vitamin D in every single bottle. Like, that is insane. And I actually haven't taken my shot today, so let's take our shot together. Boom. And just like that. And it tastes really good. I know some shots that you take go down and it's like, this one goes down super smooth and it actually tastes good. Now, I do have a code for you guys to use if you guys want to order your own Magic Mind shots. I have it linked in my bio, and if you use the code LizBezler20, it gets you 48% off your first subscription, which is insane, by the way. Or you can get 20% off a one-time purchase. I'm going to link everything in the description, so make sure to click below and go to Magic Mind and get yours, and we'll be best friends. DM me if you end up taking this and let me know how you guys are feeling, because we're on this health and wealth and mental health journey together. And this has really been an amazing addition to my morning routine. Again, I would not be on here talking about it if it wasn't actually something that I use and I love. And again, with this podcast being all about mental health and mental clarity and just like bettering yourself, like I am all about finding health and wellness companies that truly do care about your mental health, and Magic Mind does that. So thank you, Magic Mind. I love you guys. And hopping back into the things that I do to practice more self-love is number 3, we have self-care, of course. So important, guys. The amount of like endorphins that come from just taking care of yourself and your body and your hygiene, like everything that goes into self-care really makes a difference in how you feel about yourself. That's why I always say, like, whenever I wake up and I feel like crap, or I don't feel motivated, or I feel like I just want to lay in bed all day, like I'll get up, I'll hop in the shower. Like, let's say I'm not motivated to go to the gym. Okay. So I wake up, I hop in the shower. I either do my skincare or I put on some makeup. I do my hair, put on a cute outfit, whether that's just a cozy, like comfortable sweat set, like that is good enough for me to make me feel so much better about myself. And like I always say, like, you look good, you feel good, you do good. That is real. If you look good, you genuinely, like, you feel more confident. Like, there is something magical about feeling good about how you look. And that confidence just radiates across everything you do that day. You know, every time I put on a face of makeup, like, sure, I'm like, oh, I gotta do my makeup. But every single time I have that face of makeup on, I feel so much better about myself. I feel more motivated. I get more stuff done literally 100% of the time. Self-care is so important. Showering, doing the things that is gonna make you feel confident. And a lot of that is aesthetic. You know, it is like, you know, you got to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your hair, your nails, your skin. Like, all of that will make a huge difference on a day-to-day basis. Like, the more I started taking care of my skin, like, my skin is super dry. The more I started using lotion and putting on it, I'm more confident because I'm like, oh, wow, my skin looks great right now. Now I feel like my skin is radiating. Like, I feel more beautiful. Therefore, I feel more confident. And it goes for the same thing with like going to the gym. You know, taking care of your body is so important. Like, go to the gym. Even, it doesn't have to be an intense workout where you're sweating and working out like crazy. Go to the gym, get some steps in, hop on the treadmill, watch your favorite show while you're doing it, pop in some earbuds, listen to your favorite music. Maybe there's a new album that just dropped that you want to listen to. And I promise you, you're going to come home from the gym and you're going to be like, wow, I did that. Like, I put myself first. And putting yourself first with your physical health, your mental health, how you look, how you put yourself together, that is self-love. Like, whenever I'm walking down the street and I see a confident woman walk by me and she smells good and her hair looks good and she's confident and she's beautiful, and not just like because she has makeup on, like, she's just radiating this beautiful energy, I'm like, yep, that girl takes care of herself and that girl loves herself. Self-care can also be doing things that you really love. If you love to read, reading is self-care. Exercising is self-care. Spending time in nature is self-care. It doesn't just have to be like I went to the gym or I took a shower and got ready. Like, it can be so much deeper than that, and it's different for everybody. Like, for me, I love going on walks, but I also like, you know, like going to get my nails done, you know, like I enjoy going to get a morning coffee or a little chai tea. Chai tea actually is my go-to, but those are also different forms of self-care that, again, it all goes back to loving yourself. Like, do the things that makes your heart happy and makes you love yourself more and makes you love your life more. And number 4 is challenge that negative self-talk. This kind of is very similar to point number 1, but I want you to actively push against that negative self-talk. So every single time you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh, I hate this about myself. I want you to say something you love about yourself. I want you to switch that negative to a positive. Now, it's not going to be easy and it's going to take time, but let's become more aware of how we're talking to ourselves, because that little voice in our head, we start believing, right? It's a fake it till you make it. Even if you don't love your stomach or your arms or your face, like start saying you love those parts of your body, because the second you start saying it, the more you're going to start believing it. I promise you, like, words of affirmation is a game changer. I want you to look yourself in the mirror every morning and say 5 to 10 things you absolutely love about yourself out loud. It sounds silly. I am beautiful. I am successful. I am worthy of love. I am enough. I love my smile. I love my body. I love the work I'm putting in every single day to make my dreams come true. Like, literally say it to yourself in the mirror, looking at yourself. It feels funny at first. It sounds funny, but I promise it makes the biggest difference. Those limiting beliefs that we put on ourselves, it really is a mindset thing. Like, the more you tell yourself that I'm not good enough, that's limiting yourself. You're limiting yourself. Nobody else is doing that but you. Like, the next time you say to yourself, I'm not good enough, I want you to switch that and say, I am learning, I'm growing, and I'm evolving. We're always evolving. We're always growing. We're always getting better. So turn that negative as I'm not enough into something positive, because we're all on this lifelong journey of figuring shit out. And I always say this, mindset is everything. It literally is everything. How you talk to yourself is how you feel about yourself. So stop saying mean things to yourself, because you are going to start believing it, and then you're not going to be confident, and you're not going to reach all the goals and the dreams that you want to achieve in your life. It starts up here. It really starts in your mind. Switch how you talk to yourself, and you're going to see that bleed into all areas of your life. I promise. And number 5, last but not least for today, is recognize and celebrate your achievements. Big or small, you deserve to celebrate wins. You know, maybe a win for you looks completely different from a win for somebody else. For me, sometimes a win is getting out of bed, right? And showering. Sometimes that's a win. Sometimes a win is getting up and brushing your teeth. Sometimes a win is making a nourishing breakfast and not skipping meals. Those are wins, and those should be celebrated. Those should be acknowledged as, wow, I did that. I should feel proud. You know, I know a lot of people have checklists and things of tasks and big things they have to accomplish during the day. But if something's hard for you, I want you to write it down. It's not any less than somebody else. Like, if my goal is to get up and make a nourishing breakfast, write it on your to-do list and then check it off. It doesn't have to be like, finish this 5-page essay I had for college. Like, oh, and then I get to check something off. No, make those little small wins in your life something that you feel good to check off, like something that was hard for you and that you're going to feel proud of when you get completed. Again, everybody's wins are different, and your small win might be somebody else's big win. It's all situational depending on who you are and what you're struggling with, and we're all struggling with something. But celebrating those wins, it's going to boost that confidence, and it's going to make you want to do it again, because you get that release of endorphins, and you're going to be like, you know what? Yesterday I got out of bed and I made this nourishing breakfast, and I remember checking that off my list and feeling so accomplished, so confident, and so good about myself. And that is self-love. Again, it doesn't have to be this like, oh, I have to go run 5 miles and then I get to check off a box and feel good about myself. Like, you get to make the goals and the things that make you feel good. You get to decide what that is. Nobody else decides what your wins are but you. And another thing I recommend doing is keep a journal and start writing every time you really feel accomplished and good about yourself. Like, it doesn't have to be big. If you're struggling with depression right now, getting out of bed is a huge win. That is something that should be celebrated. That is something you should tell your family and your friends and the loved ones who, know about your situation. If you get out of bed today and you brush your teeth and you take a shower and you eat breakfast, like, that is something to be celebrated as somebody who has struggled with depression or anxiety or OCD or something that you're working through right now that's really mentally exhausting. And if you're depressed and you get out of bed and you take those steps, baby steps to make you feel better about yourself. Like, I am so proud of you. You deserve to feel loved, and you can give that to yourself. Like, you don't have to rely on other people to give you self-love. The little things in life that make you feel good about yourself don't have to be the same things that makes your neighbors or your family members happy. Self-love is doing the things that we love, and we're all different. And I want you to stop listening to TikTok and Instagram and all the social media platforms about what you need to do to make you feel good. You know deep down in your heart what that is going to make you feel more confident and more secure in yourself and more loving to yourself. You're going to know what those things are that you need to do to feel that way. And it doesn't have to look like anybody else's. So recognize those small achievements. Give yourself a pat on the back. Even if other people think it's silly, it's not silly. I promise you. Everybody's different. Everybody's path is different. Everybody's struggling with something different. And those things that make you feel good are very different than your neighbors. And that's okay. There is no right or wrong. Instagram and TikTok, they're telling you, do this and you're going to feel good. Do this and you're going to feel great. Do this. This is self-love. When you do this, you make the decision of what self-love is to you and what makes you happy. So with that being said, that is the end of this episode. That's just part 1 of how to practice self-love. And I hope you guys learned something from this. I hope you guys had an eye-opening, something that dawned in your mind that was like, you know what, I'm going to start this, or I'm going to stop comparing myself to people. I'm going to make my own goals and not, base it off of what TikTok told me to do or my favorite influencer told me to do. Like, self-love is really your own journey. It's nobody else's journey, and you are the key to your happiness and nobody else. So do the things that you love to do that make your heart all warm and fuzzy. And again, if you want a great mental performance shot to help you get out of bed and help you get motivated, again, check out Magic Mind. It's in the description below. Let's be besties. Let's be twins and take our Magic Mind shots together. Code is LizBezler20. Use it for 48% off your first subscription or 20% off your one-time purchase. All right, guys, I love you guys so much, and come back for part 2 next week. We're going to continue this self-love journey together. And if you have changed anything in your routine that you want to share with me, DM at Unposted Podcast. Make sure to give me a follow there on Instagram, as well as Unposted Podcast on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple, all the podcast streaming platforms. If you guys like this episode, make sure to share it to a friend that maybe needs to hear something like this. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys next Tuesday. Bye.